You know who loves Izotope? This guy. Everyone here at Ruinous Media can't get enough of Izotope's intuitively designed plugins for audio restoration, mixing, and mastering. This year, make a resolution to yourself to say goodbye to bad audio and hello to super clear, wide, dynamic, clean audio using Izotope RX11 and the new Ozone 12. Master every track's potential with their complete 20-tool suite. Go to izotope.com and use code FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. That's FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. And go to izotope.com. That spelling is izotope.com. I'd like to welcome our newest sponsor, Schecter Guitars. This holiday season, go over to schecterguitars.com and see what high-quality goodies they have waiting there for you. Premium feel and unbeatable price. See why guitarists like Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse, Robert Smith from The Cure, and Ernie C. from Body Count all love Schecter Guitars. A wide variety of styles and builds with high-end components and affordable prices for touring guitarists. Built to last. Go treat yourself and try something new you've always wanted to check out. Schecter Guitars has it all. Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too.
I never say, you have to turn down. I will say, turning down would help the entire sound because I would be able to get more definition out of the vocals and drums and blah, blah, blah. And here's the options. I could put some more in your monitor, blah, 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 But, it all comes to a point to where it's no, I actually really want to be super loud on stage. And that's just where the amp sounds good. And that's where, I feel good. Okay, cool.
What's happening, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Hyphenate with me, your host, Randy Randall. Oh man, on today's show, we got a good one. I love this man with all of my heart. I've spent so much time on the road getting to know and getting to enjoy all aspects of the one and only Mr. Scott Cornish, my guest on today's episode. This is our episode for Thursday, March 26th. Mix Master March continues with the one and only Scott Cornish. Scott has been an integral part of my life, is an integral part of the No Age life with his front of house expertise, meaning he does sound for us on the road. We've taken him all over the world. I've seen so many of the globe's sights there are to see. I've walked across that cool parking, or what is that cool intersection in Japan from the Sofia Coppola movie with Scott. We've whispered secrets into each other's ears as we cross the cool Tokyo crosswalk. I've seen the Eiffel Tower, been to Venice, been to Iowa. I've been everywhere with Scott. So yeah, we met a bunch of years ago through the Smell, and Scott would do sound there. And when it came time, when No Age was traveling more and getting opportunities to play shows outside of the Smell, we'd ask Scott to come with us, and he would do live sound for us. And he would always make it sound great. And I would always torture him for years with playing way too loud, like you heard of the clip at the top. He's very understanding about that, obviously wanting the show to be the show we wanted it to be on stage. But, oh man, we've had so many talks about volume, on stage volume, and how much it messes up everything else. So I've learned in my old age. It's taken me decades. I will not say I've been a fast learner, but I've learned to be a part of the show, not the whole show itself, hopefully. But yeah, Scott is awesome. I also play in a band, my band, Nervous Action, our band, Nervous Action. Scott is playing guitar in that band. I'm playing a bass six, which is kind of like a 6-string bass, but more of like a guitar bass combo-y sort of thing. Anyway, Scotty's in that band. And like I said, Scott and I have known each other for so long. We got such a long history. We've been to so many of the same shows, grew up around the same area out in the San Gabriel Valley. So I'm glad I got to sit down and chat with Scott for a little while here on the podcast and present a small percentage. Most people I interview here on the podcast, this is our about 100% of my communication with them is here. Sometimes I'll talk to a friend and we'll get small percentages of it, but this is just a fraction of all the conversations I've had with Scott over my life, and I'm sure we'll continue to have with him. So at least we preserved part of it in amber to be studied for future generations. Some of the many Randy Scott conversations have been, now have been gone, or just for the road only, in the van driving at midnight, trying to find a motel somewhere on the outskirts of a popular town, just getting out there and, having conversations like this on a daily basis. But now here we get to have one officially recorded and set down in the annals of podcast history. You can find out more about Scott Cornish on Instagram. He posts things about his bands. He posts things about dogs. His handle there on Instagram is Actually a Dog. ACTUALLYADOG. That's Scott Cornish's Instagram, Actually a Dog. And then he also has a band, his very own band, that are incredible. And the handle for that on Instagram is Actually_new_life. The name of his project, the name of his band is called New Life. And so you can find them on Instagram at Actually New Life. But go find Scotty, follow him on the Instagram, and book him to do live sound for you, or better yet, book him to make a record for you, or just send him pictures of dogs. He loves to see pictures of dogs. So you should send him dog pictures on Instagram. He's done so many cool things. He's worked with so many cool artists, and he's had such an interesting career that, it's really fun to get to chat with him. And we, like I say, just share a percentage of the millions of hours of conversations that we have had in our life. Hope everybody's doing well. Hang in there. Life seems to keep kicking in the nuts. I understand. We got to celebrate the little wins when we get a chance, and then just keep fighting, just keep staying on, keep creating art, keep supporting your community, make your community a safe space for people. Don't give in to the Trump world of hatred and negativity. Try to stay positive and just try to stay active. That's how I find myself staying sane and just, being active in my community and giving back, being of service, doing what I can to know that I'm putting something good out there into the world. And obviously it's not going to solve everything. I don't have a magic wand. I don't have the answers for some giant political party that we have. I don't have the answers for making gas cheaper, for making groceries cheaper, for making healthcare affordable. But these are important issues to me. And when I get an opportunity to voice my interests, through voting, through political letter writing, through my actions in protest and support of good causes, that's where I do that. I let those things be known. And the rest of the time, hey man, we gotta support each other and keep our quality of life, as good as it can be while all of this is going on, and hope that something will make better sense of this in the world. Remember what we're fighting for. It is, freedom. It really is just a quality of life and positivity that we want for our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and for everybody and for all people, America and abroad. We really just trying to keep it together. So don't go down the rabbit hole. Don't get too dark. Don't let the doom scroll turn into the conspiracy, my brain's on fire, it's all aliens, scroll. We got to keep our head up in the light and keep breathing and supporting each other and supporting our friends. So, go out there, buy your friend a cup of coffee, go see a band, buy a t-shirt, buy a ticket. You'll be glad you did. It's not, money wasted. Money spent on the arts, is important, because you're giving back and you're supporting people, expressing themselves and providing that opportunity for others. Ultimately, we're all just passing this thing along. So I hope to see you at the show. I'll see you in the pit. All right, here we go. Scott Cornish. Do it. What's happening? Scott, thank you so much for coming on Hyphenate, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Randy?
I'm good. In full disclosure, you and I talk frequently. This is not the first time we have spoken. Probably first time we've spoken on microphone though today.
On microphone today. We've spoken on microphones before, but not in a podcast scenario.
Yeah. You were one of the first people I think to even tell me about podcasts. I remember in the early days of podcasts.
What?
I think so.
Really?
You were like, there's this guy, Mark Maron. I think you would dig him. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll check it out. And so I blame this all on you, Scott. You get all the credit and all the blame. You started me down this path of self-destruction.
I got you on Facebook, didn't I? At one point,
a million
years. Was that what it was? Was it Facebook or was it something? Because I remember
it was Facebook. You told me
on tour, and you're like, "Oh, Facebook! I got to get on this Facebook thing." And then immediately after you joined, I got like maybe 20 notifications
Messages
from you. Randy messaged you. Randy poked you. Randy friend requested you. Randy poked you again. Randy liked that he poked you. Randy liked that you liked that he poked you.
I was trying to figure out what to do.
Is this what I do?
Is this the right thing? Yeah, I didn't know. You were my first friend on Facebook. So then I had to figure out what to do next.
Well, you got to beta test all of the
features,
on me, the poking and the liking and the stabbing and the hugging or
I can't
whatever.
I can't think of the last time I poked somebody on Facebook. Is that still a feature? Can you still?
I don't know. We should go back to. Feel like 2026. We should go back to poking.
The year of poking. I don't know if that sounds right.
That might
like
sound
bring
wrong. Poking back. Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like we're at a time now that I feel like if poking is the worst that you do,
I see. Yeah.
You're shaking.
You're okay.
Poking someone on Facebook is the worst thing you do online.
You're probably okay. Yeah. That's become not so bad.
You're probably good.
So Scott, you and I have toured. You've been the front of house engineer for No Age for many years. I think we met.
This is true.
We met more or less under those circumstances, but for those who have not toured the world with you, and sat on vans for decades, sat on or in vans,
vans, buses, trains, planes,
automobiles. Oh yeah. Many ferries. We've been on a lot of ferries. We've never ridden a motorcycle.
A bus or a van in a train under an ocean.
That's true. It does become a Dr. Seuss book. I think there could be a whole touring thing about like in a train in the rain, like in a van,
train in a train,
in a tunnel.
In the train in a tunnel put the van on a boat or put the van on a train in a tunnel. It's like
on a boat, in a tunnel, in a train.
Too much, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot of transportation we have experienced. But for those who have not done that, who have not had the good luck and good fortune to have had all this transportation time with you, where do you come from, and how did music start coming into your way? I guess I'll back up before you answer that. Hyphenate is a podcast where we talk about people who wear more than one hat, who do more than one thing. You are a producer, engineer, musician, songwriter, creative genius, all around man of sound. So that's sort of what qualifies you as the hyphenate here in the chair. But where did this journey start for you? Where do you come from, and how did you first get involved in music and sound?
I come from Whittier, California. Yeah, it's suburb in Los Angeles County, towards the it's the last stop in LA County before you hit Orange County. Towards the east, right? So past East LA. Is that is right. Yeah. Okay. So you
what's
go
south
to the east edge of south of Whittier is like La Mirada. La Mirada to
La
the
Habra?
southeast. La Habra is towards the east, which is Orange County.
Yeah.
And then south of Whittier, south is kind of like Downey, Norwalk.
Oh, right. Yeah. You're still LA.
LA County. Yeah. So I kind of have, half East LA blood, half Orange County blood, going through my veins.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you ask? Oh, when I first
how'd you
got
first
interested?
Yeah, music. Yeah, what were you doing? What were you listening to?
Nirvana in the back of my mom's car in the parking lot of the McDonald's.
That's where you heard it. You heard Nirvana on the radio. Do you actually remember?
So
when you first...
we had just pulled into McDonald's. I don't know how old I was, maybe 12 or maybe
11.
I don't know.
11, 92?
11 maybe. 91. Yeah, I don't know. We had just pulled on and something came on the radio. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that it was important and I knew that it was something that was meaningful. And, my mom tried to turn off the car. Do not turn off the car. I need to listen to this. She's like, well, we're here at McDonald's. We're going to go eat. And I was like, I don't care. Go eat. And I'm going to stay in the car. And I got into this argument. Like, fine. Well, your brother and I are going to go inside and eat or whatever. And you can listen to the car. And I just stayed in the car.
Whoa.
And chose, music over McDonald's, which, every growing boy.
That's a good, that
loves their McDonald's. So it was obviously something that's
a meaningful choice right there. Yeah. This was important.
Something. And, just multiple meaningful choices like that.
Whoa.
Later and just kind of got intertwined and now I can't get out.
So, but you officially, you're probably the most well-trained person I know in terms of your official bona fides. You went to higher education. You went to college and studied sound.
Yes, I went to Citrus College Recording School, which is
there's your Orange County.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it's
no, it's
I don't know what is it. It's in Glendora. Where is that?
Oh, Citrus is up there.
East of.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Is that still LA County or is that like
Orange? No,
Inland Empire?
That's still LA County.
Well, because you're kind of from up.
I'm off where the 60 and the 57 meet. Yeah, Walnut, California.
Where the 10, the 210, and 57 meet in San Dimas.
That's it.
Raging Waters.
That's me right there. Yeah, I had all that going on. So Glendora. Oh yeah, I didn't know Citrus was up there. Why am I? I was thinking Chapman is the one down in Orange County.
No,
Citrus
that's like some crazy ass Christian school or some crazy shit or something like that. But it's a publicly funded. It's like a junior college, but the story goes that they found oil on the campus and
they became
and
rich.
they had some vote, some board of trustees or whatever voted on what to do with the money. And it was in between a football stadium and a recording school. And by some freaking bizarre miracle, recording school won out. I don't know how that even became.
I had no idea. I'd never heard that story.
I don't know how that even came into the conversation. But they chose recording school and they just built a multi-million-dollar recording facility. But then, I was able to pay junior college rates or, fees or tuition or whatever to go to recording school at this,
that's huge.
Very well-built, studio facility.
That's cool. Were you living at home when you were doing that or did you live up near there? Okay. So you're a commuter.
I still live in
school. That's cool. Yeah. Amazing. But what do you think? I mean, now looking back on it all these years later, what made you, what was that decision making like in terms of going to school and pursuing sound engineering and recording? And, was there a particular thing? Because
I was after my, after I graduated high school, I was in a ton of bands and blah, 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 doing all this and that. And I don't know, the typical, I knew I didn't want to sit at a desk or maybe, a recording desk, but not a desk job. And I also feel like, my parents were pretty supportive as far as you can do whatever you want to do, but always kind of have a backup plan and, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. So of course I wanted to be musician, rock star, whatever. And maybe it was even my dad who kind of suggested maybe you want to go into a technical side or, something associated with the music business. that's maybe a little more stable and blah, blah, blah.
Your dad was in the tech side of the entertainment industry. He was camera operator. He was,
Yeah, he was an
television.
AD for television news. So he worked at KNBC, local NBC affiliate, timing all the, like
camera one, camera two.
Camera one ready in 3, 2, 1. Camera one, go camera two, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I come from a lineage of like technical jobs in the entertainment industry. Well, is news entertainment?
Yeah. Well, more so every day, every dystopian day we go through. Yeah.
Every day. Oh my God. And yes,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I already kind of had some experience recording when I was 14.
Tell me about this.
I got my first 4-track cassette recorder.
Give a shout out.
It was a
Fostex?
Gosh dang it. Fostex 644 MIDI Studio.
Ooh,
is that right?
That sounds fancy.
It says MIDI Studio. So it could record 4 tracks of audio, but then 8 tracks of MIDI information, which I did not even know what that was. I don't even think I ever touched a MIDI feature on that.
Yeah.
But, God, was it Fostex Tascam? Yeah, I think Fostex.
Sounds fancy.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's funny. Thinking back on this is I got my Tascam MK, what is it? 242 MK2 in 1995, roughly about there. But it came in a box with like,
similar.
It was kind of like it was the West Covina Guitar Center special, but it came with a box of ADAT tapes. I think the salesman just messed with my mom. She knew she didn't know anything. And like, if your son's into recording, you definitely got to get these ADAT tapes. And I remember I just kept them for years. Like how did I put
not
these
knowing
ADATs?
What the hell?
I kept trying to put the ADAT into the cassette thing, and then I figured it out. I was like, oh no, this just was regular cassettes.
Yeah.
And then, but I really feel like that Guitar Center guy kind of screwed my mom over.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Take some of these.
Upsell her to like some shit that you don't need.
Does he play guitar? Does he have a guitar cleaning kit? He really needs a chamois.
Oh my God.
Guitar.
Does
he have fretboard
guitar
polish?
Dehumidifier?
Yeah, you're gonna
like a 13-year-old definitely needs guitar polish.
Yes, right.
No,
I had a little kit of guitar polish and ADAT
are you
tapes.
serious?
My God,
that I
never
so
used.
Stupid.
But
it's
again,
a guitar distortion pedal and an amp, and send the 13, lock the 13-year-old in a freaking basement or garage and.
With a bunch of Guitar Center picks that are like too thick and don't move and are like weird plastic picks. You're like, okay, he's all set. Go ahead. Let me go ahead and ring you up for that. Okay, here you go. Okay. So you were recording your own music, or you were recording friends' music? What were you doing with
friends' music, like local bands in Whittier.
Were you charging them? Did you charge $20, $50?
Who freaking even knows? Probably not. I mean,
ska music? Did you record a ska band?
I highly doubt it. No, it was kind of, like punk, indie, kind of. One band was really obsessed with the Smashing Pumpkins. Another band was obsessed with more kind of like, weird indie, Fugazi, weird stuff like that.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. I was a pretty early adopter in the whole, indie rock type, once I kind of started to hear more unconventional sounds, even at 14, I was already kind of like zeroed in on away from corporate music and towards, the more obscure,
the unwounds of the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That how did you find out that? How did you find that music? Were you going to record stores? Were you going to shows? Did you have cool older friends? How do people do this?
I had cool older friends. There was a cool record store in my town called Lovell's, which I ended up working at.
Oh, Lovell's?
Cool.
Lovell? I don't think I ever went there.
Lovell's Records, still there in Whittier, California. Yeah. I had older friends. Skateboarded a lot. So I met kind of like other, cool rocker dudes skateboarding and kind of just like playing music.
Montebello DMV? Did you skate there?
What?
Did you skate the Montebello
No,
DMV?
was that a
They had
was
big
that a
manual
thing?
pads. Yeah. That's where I first
I think
dislocated
that's
my
probably
shoulder.
where I got my first license.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
oh wow, cool.
Yeah. That was a cool
No,
spot.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
But yeah, cool friends in God, yeah, I think I must have been 13 or 14 maybe, and met some dude who was 16, and then he had the older brother
Okay. Yeah.
who had all the cool CDs or whatever. So, started hanging out with him and his older brother. Oh, and we're gonna play with his older brother next or later this month, actually.
It all comes full circle.
I know it all comes.
Unity
full
board
circle.
shop? What was your skateboard shop? Where'd you go?
Unity board
Down
Where
in
was
Brea?
that?
In Brea, there's Unity. That's where I got my first board from. My first proper popsicle stick board, not
Yeah,
big
no,
80s board.
God, I want to say there was one in Downey called it was probably just called Downey Surf and Skate, maybe, or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
Am I making that up?
No, could be.
But yeah, Downey Surf and Skate, and then it's it was a time where you had to go travel 20, 30 minutes to find a skate shop or a skate park.
Mm-hmm.
And now, yeah, they're kind of everywhere, which is cool.
But then, so okay. So you developed a sense of what was going on. You knew about the cool shows. You went to the PCH. You were in the zone. You were playing in
starting at 14. My mom wouldn't let me go to shows earlier than that. But now that I think about 14 is still pretty freaking young,
a baby. Yeah.
To let your kid just run off with some, older teenager driving into the depths of LA.
Yeah.
With,
but that's probably what our parents were doing too at that same age. They were probably doing way worse. So they thought, hey, well, at least you're indoors. At least you're seeing music. You're doing.
Yeah.
You're not out there being totally wild. Yet.
No. Yeah.
That they knew of.
So
that's incredible. And so you were recording friends' bands and then come to college. Where do you go from there after graduating college with the knowledge that you have? Where did you first start doing live sound?
Okay. Yeah. Live sound. I first started doing live sound at the Smell.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was just working
What's the Smell?
A bunch of random. What is the Smell? Randy, you don't know what the Smell is?
Well, I know, but I'm just for our audience out there listening. So
have you got a cognitive test recently?
Have you gotten hit in the head?
What is the Smell?
Tell me about the Smell. Scott.
Expand on that.
I'll flip the interview around. This is now I'm interviewer and I'm not the interviewee. This is what people know. This is the question I usually get.
No, I know.
So tell me about the Smell.
All ages nonprofit music venue in downtown LA. Started in North Hollywood, which is when I first started going there.
What first show did you see? Do you remember the first show you saw at the Smell?
No.
Okay.
I remember trying to get into the fucking Champs show.
At the North Hollywood spot?
At the North Hollywood one, but I think it was over capacity by the time I got there.
Capacity being
I feel like that's
20 people.
Yeah. So that's the first one I remember. I don't remember. I remember playing there. I played there a couple times, but I don't remember any seeing bands. Maybe saw Upsilon A Crux there.
Oh yeah.
But that could have been a show that I played also. So
okay.
Who knows? Yeah, I can't really remember too much.
That sounds about right. And then downtown. Cool. You volunteered to do front of house and shadowed another engineer and kind of learned.
Yes, I was working a bunch of I was kind of doing random freelance stuff out of sound school. Had a studio job for a while. But that was not a good fit. Worked in television and some low budget movies for a while, and that was too insane and too stressful.
Were you the guy holding the boom? That guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That seems, I think I have bad shoulders. That alone I think would disqualify me from that.
It was very hard. Did not have the shoulders for it either. And then, it was just kind of kicking around for a while, and then, was going to shows at the Smell. And then I just kind of remember talking to Jim, the guy that runs the place, like, oh, like, do other random people do sound here, blah, blah. And he opened up the volunteer book. There's like, oh yeah, there's the binder, the binder, I'm sure. Yeah. The binder of volunteers. And like, no one was volunteering to do sound. And I was kind of like, all right, well, whatever, dude, I'll volunteer to do sound. And he would, throw down like some food and gas money. Maybe it was like $40 or something, out of the volunteer thing. And yeah, so, 3 or 4 nights a week, probably, because nobody else was doing it. So I was just there.
But this is already when the soundboard was built up, when it had the little nest part, or this is before then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And yeah, it was after, I forget the dude's name, the dude that like kind of lived there,
Mel.
like the old
Mel at
weird
the smell.
Yeah, the Mel at the smell.
He always had friends over, and he had like a coffee pot and a lot of tinfoil.
Oh, did he? Oh, cool.
And a lot of kind of like rat's nests there. You kind of look back there,
cool.
like, I don't want to look too closely at what's happening.
That's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
Coffee station.
Mel at the smell.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mel at the smell. And so, yeah, just kind of started volunteering there and just, got exposed to all sorts of weird, noisy, crazy stuff. And I feel like it was such an interesting start to my live sound career because it really started with unconventional stuff. It started with like a noise musician who's like, I'm going to play like on the floor in this corner and I have, one output and it's going to be this, contact mic going through this and all this fucking crazy stuff. So like, I learned to be like light on my feet and be like, okay, you want to do that? Okay, cool. Just grab a cable and just like run it out there and blah, just kind of do whatever. And it was like funny once I got like more and more, professional jobs later in my career. And someone would have like this crazy idea. Hey, Scott, I got this insane idea. Like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I want to like play out on the floor and do this crazy thing. I was like, okay, cool. No, you didn't understand. Like, I'm not going to be on stage. I want to come out and I want to cable. Yeah, okay. Like, it's okay. Are you sure it's okay? Like, yeah.
I've seen so much worse.
I've seen so much. And like one time, like a band even like thought I was being sarcastic when I was like, yeah, sure, cool. And he's like, dude, why are you being such a jerk right now? Blah, blah. I'm like, just let me be an artist. I was like, yeah, I was like, he just did not, he expected so much pushback that I think he was just like completely bewildered when I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Well, yeah, but we want to set up the whole band on the like dance floor. I was like, okay. I was like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. We're going to put the kick drum right in front of the subs and we want it mic'd up like, really loud. Like,
okay, cool.
Sounds great.
I'll like turn it down until it stops feeding back. And then there you go. Bob's your uncle.
That's your show. Exactly. Well, you are something of a unicorn in life, but specifically in the live front of house world, you are a decent human being. No, you are you're an artist, I think was really what it comes down to. If I think about it correctly, or more analytically, like, that you understand that, this is art we're making. We're not doing science. We're not doing commerce. We're not doing, we're not launching rocket ships. We're not balancing account books, checkbooks. This is someone's going to get up there and express themselves and make a mess of it. And your job is to sort of be the conduit between them and ensure that the house speakers don't explode. Your form of HR almost, but that's.
Yeah, but totally.
And I think as a musician, not everybody's like you. There's a lot of personalities in the front of house world that are not so forgiving or so artistically minded or so much on the side of the band.
No, totally. And again, I think coming from the smell kind of helped, just like the unpretentiousness of it all. And being a musician helped, just, knowing kind of different sides of it. And also like, it's like before I was ever a sound engineer, I remember like saying to someone, I've been to like 1 million freaking shows. And like, So I know what a million shows sound like. So
you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. And so much of it has to do with the room.
The good and the bad, the ugly, everything in between.
Yeah, the room. Yeah. It's the room. It's the PA. So, it's not even about the band. Sometimes it's just here's the best we can do in this situation. Sorry.
Yeah, and coming to it from the idea that we're kind of all on the same team, and I do think there's just like such a culture in the like venue live sound production kind of field that it is kind of like artists and the crew are on a different team. And it's like, oh, when the artists get here, tell them this and blah blah blah, and it's just like kind of like putting up these like guardrails and like blah blah, but really we're on the same team versus the crowd, those fuckers.
Those filthy animals.
The crew, those filthy animals. Can you cuss on this thing? I'm sure
please.
It's fine,
of course,
right?
Please.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, you're all there to make a good show happen. And
you would think so,
like
right?
everybody wants that.
Yeah.
You would think
this is such a novel. So. I just think about because part of it too is it's the artist who's on stage, and if they sound like shit because of choices they've made, if the guitar player wants to be really loud and you can't hear the drums at all, and you explain that to them and they still choose to do that, that's on them. That's not you. That's not your fault.
Totally.
It's not
your
job.
That's always the way I take on it. I never say like you have to turn down. I will say like turning down would help. Try to just explain. Turning down would help the entire sound because I would be able to, like get more definition out of the vocals and drums and blah blah blah. And here's the options. I could put some more in your monitor. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
And But, it all comes to a point to where it's like, no, I actually really want to be super loud on stage. And that's just like where the amp sounds good. And that's where like I feel good. Like, okay, cool. As long as I've said my piece.
This is what you're sacrificing for
yeah, this is what you're sacrificing and blah, blah, blah. And, if they're cool with that, I'm cool with that. I mean, it does get hard in the way sometimes where it's like, if, the extreme of that can sometimes like, bird dog me a little bit to where it's like, if something's so crazy and like, I'm not able to make it sound good at front of house. And then a manager comes up to me, dude, you're kind of blowing it. Why does it sound so bad? And then it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to throw the guitar player under the bus for like being too loud. It's like, so you kind of just have to balance. You just have to like balance all that stuff a little bit.
Officially cool. and publicly, Scott, I'm sorry. I've been that guy.
Oh, Randy.
I apologize.
The
for
only
all the
real
burden
time that it was such a huge burden was, I don't know if you remember, somewhere in France, they had this microphone. We're on tour and they had this microphone
always
plugged into like a sound meter, plugged into the volume control of the sound system.
It's like a regulator.
So if the sound got too loud, it automatically turned down the PA. And the problem was, and it wasn't even just you, it was also just like
snare. Probably
the snare. I remember the snare was so loud that the microphone would hear it and think it's too loud and turn the PA down. But I didn't even, before I even put the snare into the PA. And so just your guys' stage sound, the guitar and the like drums was already turning down the PA. And since the guitar and drums were so loud, what did I want to put through the PA? Vocals. I was like, okay, sense. The drums. Yeah. So I'm going to like put some kick drum and vocals. So the snare and the guitar had the effect of the snare and the guitar was automatically turning down the vocals. And people kept coming up to me like, I can't hear the vocals. I can't hear the vocals. And it's already like loud. And what are you going to do? Like, I'm sorry, but there's an automatic microphone sounds. It's like,
I don't speak English. It's cool. I don't speak French. So yeah,
I don't speak French. Well, so it's like,
this was the reason we continued to hire you, Scott, not because we cared about how it sounded, but because we cared about having fun on stage. That was and you allowed us to have fun on stage every night. And I think that was really
that's awesome.
For the kind of band that we were or were at the time. You know what I mean? It was, I think we weren't looking for,
the immaculate chef's kiss mastering.
No, I don't think that's the
sound.
I guess I can speak for myself. I was looking to have
a blocker, someone in between you and the venue staff.
Yes,
that you could get up there and do your thing, and I could take the brunt of the.
And I know we did not make your life easy or your job easy, Scott. So we appreciate it. But that was
it was a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
we got.
Oh,
I mean, it was the kind of thing where it was about having fun in a way that I don't think we really, we're looking for a career or for any kind of like artistry outside of our own experience. So we figured if we were having fun on stage, and especially the way we toured and how much we toured for that time, we'd be gone for months at a time. And if we had to, put up with having a cop in the van or somebody, who had like some high, the high standard of like, well, tonight guys, the sound system's got this really, robust, like frequency thing. So I think if we all turn down, we could really exploit this, the preamps that are going to happen. Like, no, come on, we're going to fucking,
no, man, the opposite. We had code words to like get around. I'm not going to say them on air, but like we had some,
it felt like it was us against them in that kind of way. Especially as a touring, it's someone you were in the band, basically. You know what I mean? You were there and you were, part of the whole thing.
Like somebody on your side who's not on stage, going on tour.
You were a spy for the band. It's basically what we were paying for you to do.
A spy and infiltrated into the production side. And, I would even do stuff like, the house manager would come and tell me it's too loud. You have to tell them to turn down. And I would, be like telling you guys with a code word, be like, turn down. Go, man, they're not listening to me. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. Shit, these fucking artists, musicians, right?
Write their booking agent. Tell their booking agent to fire them at the end of the tour.
Yeah. Oh, I could see that you tried. So, thanks. It's okay.
And again, for good, bad, and different, who knows how our career would be different. But, this is what we were interested in at the time was, being on the road for months at a time and trying to make it as enjoyable an experience for us personally in the band as possible. And that's what you facilitated. You know what I mean? And I think that was the job we had in our late 20s.
Oh, we're talking about No Age.
Oh, no. Yeah. I played in a band called No Age. It's a 2-piece featuring Dean Spun on vocals and drums and myself on guitar. And I played at excessive volumes. In case anyone was... I was addicted to excessive volumes.
Came in halfway through.
Years.
Addicted.
I loved I
feel like
loud.
I feel like on the flip side of that, I feel like I want to apologize for maybe, I did probably at one point get into your head and, be like, man, you gotta like, this sounds fucking insane. And I do feel like at one point you're like, all right, well, how can I go as small as possible? And got weird little, and then
I have my quirks. I am not without sin. That is true.
No, but I feel like I kind of, even though I was on your team, I feel like I still was kind of like,
well, it was not just you.
Too sound guy-y. No, I guess
it wasn't
not
just you.
Me.
Yeah. No, I was being told from many sources that my volume was a problem. And so I did best I could.
I know, but now that I'm kind of like playing loud guitar music again, and like now I can kind of see, like when I plugged into one of your Sun amps, I was like, oh my God, I just want to fucking crank this thing like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. No, we did the best we can. We damaged a lot of people's hearing all over the globe, Scott, you and I as a team.
Yes.
So we could both take responsibility for our part in the world. But it's, it's fun though. I don't know. Those are some of the best times of my life.
I never tried to hurt people.
I probably did. I was enjoying it. I had the kind of like a masochistic, sadistic kind of thing of where I enjoyed hurting my own ears.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was something cathartic about that kind of experience because that's what I enjoyed from seeing bands. When I saw a band that was really loud and if I liked the music and just kind of being engulfed in it, I really felt like there was this type of like physical, tactile nature to sound that I had experienced as a young person. And when faced with the challenge of presenting a live show on stage, I wanted to give the highlights of what I had received. I wanted to try to like, distill down the best parts of live shows that I had experienced. And part of that was the volume, the excessive volume that I experienced as a young person. I was like, this was great. And again, maybe maybe it was not the right thing to do. I think, as a culture, we've all experienced a reduction of volume in live sound. I can't say I like that, but I saw Built to Spill and had a conversation while they were playing. And it was not like that when I saw them in, 2000 on
there's
Keep
still
Like a Secret
bands
tour,
that like are loud and insane, probably, right?
I hope so.
My Bloody Valentine, all those reunion shows, those are still
I haven't seen them
loud
in a
or
while.
something.
I hope so. Yeah, I would. If you play in a loud live band, write me at hyphenatehalftime@gmail.com and tell me when you're going to be in LA. I want to come see you play.
Yeah, in the title of the email, write the DB level at which you play at. Any citations that you may have accrued over the
share with me your best live sound stories. No, I think it's a challenge being a touring band, and for so many reasons there's challenges, but live sound was, we felt so lucky having you on our team for all those years, because that was you made that part of the experience so enjoyable, because that becomes part of it. So you go from doing live sound in clubs, and then you're going out on the road and doing that. And that becomes a big part of your career, but you're also developing a studio career as well. And as well as a music writing career. Tell me about how do you balance those things? I mean, obviously, the live sound, was a big part of your life, and then you've been balancing it in some ways. How do you do that?
It's incredibly tricky. I mean, when you leave for a month and a half, I mean, it doesn't just press pause for that month and a half. You know what I mean?
You mean your life at home? Yeah.
It ripples out for 6 months after the fact. After you get home, it still is rippling because people think that you're gone. People think that you're gone all the time, so they're not going to call you for recording stuff, or people think you're gone, so they're not going to hit you up for stuff. So it really, it's definitely hard to juggle. I mean, in a perfect world, okay, I'm going to be gone for all of March, and then all of April, I want to book sessions and blah blah, and to plan everything out. But it's it rarely works exactly how you want it to. It's always hey, are you down to do a recording session in March? No, I'm on tour in March. Can you do April? No. Okay.
Well, there goes that opportunity passed. Well, it's hard.
There goes.
It's hard too, because as touring as part of the crew versus touring as the artist, you have the ability to work more. A band can really only do a tour, once a year, once every other year kind of thing. And then, but the crew, as part of the crew, you can get off of one band's run and go right back on the road with another band. So you can
and I've done it
back to back to back. But also part of that, there's the good and the bad of that is, one, you can stay busy, you can keep working, but it also, I mean, you're not getting, when you come home, you don't have the same size check as the musicians on stage. So it's sort of you have to keep doing that. If that is your world, it's it's a luxury and a problem. Oh shit. Okay. I need to live out of a suitcase 12 months out of the year in order to pay rent for a place that I'm never at. And you become a road dog.
I know. I even moved out of a house once and put all my stuff in storage for a year and just crashed at my parents' house, for a week or two while I was home or at a friend's house or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it was why am I paying rent if I'm gone 9 months out of the year?
Yeah. Yeah. I know we were touring so much at one point. I lived at the practice space for, I don't know, three months, but probably only spent 7 nights there out of the 3, of the 3 months that I was officially didn't have an official residence. I put everything in storage and just set a bed up. I had a little mini fridge and a bed and just slept there for a little while. But again, it wasn't difficult, but it was also why am I even paying for a place? So then balancing it and trying to stay home and you work more studio stuff, right? That's the vibe, is the idea.
Nowadays I am more studio. Yeah, busier in the studio. I'm in the studio right now working on some guitars and stuff like that. But I still do some live sound stuff. I've been working with the Lindas a bunch recently. Super fun young band out of Los Angeles, doing cool things.
That's awesome. How fun is that to see people at their age experiencing those opportunities that they have?
Incredibly fun,
right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
To experience kind of, when you like tour with someone or, work with someone that hasn't experienced all that stuff. It's like you're seeing it with fresh eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me appreciate this world even more. And it's just, it's such a joy to see.
I mean, Mila, the drummer, is probably the youngest of the group. I imagine she was probably about 14 when you started working with them. And
I think younger. I think like 12 or something when I first did their first show.
Wild.
And now I think probably 16 or 17 maybe or something like that. Yeah. But God, yeah, wild.
So cool. That's really fun. Have they gotten better at working with front of house? I mean, or is it the same? Or how is it? I don't even know how that works.
I mean, they've just gotten better as a band.
Sure. Yeah.
And like just better singing, better playing guitar. And just like, I'm noticing even this year, it's just like, Mila just like hitting harder, it's like growing up, you just develop, as a 12-year-old, your muscles aren't just
right. Just physically, she's just a monster now, just pounding those drums.
Shit, it's so because she was always super accurate and on point. And now just seeing like, I don't know, her come into herself. Confidence. Oh, so good. Yeah, it's like, yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, the whole band, it's just like it's really fun to see.
That's awesome. What are the the challenges of working in the studio? I mean, how have you been experiencing, the studio time and sort of what, some of the highlights and lowlights of studio life? I mean, obviously, there's lots of it there, but
I mean, really long hours with minimal to no breaks. Cause even, like a lot of times when the band goes on break, like I usually have, not always, but there's a lot of times there's like, organizational stuff that I have to do, like to prep for when they come back or, like edit something or prep the next song or, so yeah, so many of the times, it's like they're going to lunch and I was like, all right, bring me back something. And I'll like eat it while I'm, recording, getting ready for the next song or something like that.
There's no downtime when you're running a session.
No,
it's all there. Cause and then usually that's the funny part of it too, right? Cause that's like one by one, a studio, a band will, do their parts, but the one constant is you. So even when most bands like, oh yeah, there's so much time just sitting around, farting around, reading a book, reading an email, and you're like, that's good for you. Once guitars are done, the guitarist has nothing else to do, or once the drums are done, the drummer has nothing else to do. But you, as the engineer or producer / everything,
and the texts and messages and emails just pile up, and by the end of the night, I like. So, it's at like 11 o'clock and it's like, I don't want to respond to everybody at 11 o'clock. Like,
yeah.
It's wild.
That's cool.
But it's fun. I absolutely love recording and I want to do it more. I want to produce and write more. All that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
So even though it's hard work, it's a ton of fun.
You're in that creative world, which is, yeah. It's such a blessing to just be making sounds versus, recording ADR for some Netflix show that no one's going to watch. Mm-hmm. But I mean, God bless those people too. We need Foley ADR engineers all day long.
Oh yeah. And I'm not above random audio jobs. We'll still do, someone wants to throw something my way and it's like, gonna pay well and some random thing like
you could be talked into.
I don't know.
You're available. You're for hire.
Yeah. Because it's like I'm not working 7 days a week, so every now and then I'm like, all right, I'll sacrifice a day off to like go do this freaking dumb whatever, record this speech, or go onto some convention and record this speech or something, whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you had a great gig during the pandemic of doing the live streams. Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, that was something that was happening.
Yeah. So during the pandemic. So all of the like late night shows and like NPRs and that kind of stuff wouldn't have, talent or musicians in their studios, in their TV stations. So they were basically just like very loosely and with like very few guidelines telling all of the artists and bands, send us content. So the bands would be like, okay, how do we make content? We like hire a video crew and somebody to record music and record the music. And I kind of ended up being that guy for a while. So, whereas normally at the end of, one of these late night talk shows, they would have the band in studio during the pandemic. Yeah, it would just cut to them in their living room or in a weird Airbnb or in a trailer or on a mountain or something. And like, so I kind of ended up recording a bunch of those, I did like Fallon and Kimmel and a few different NPR Tiny Desk. I also excuse me. I also directed, like shot, recorded, and directed a Tiny Desk segment. And I think it was one of my only 2 times directing and shooting. And God, I never wanted to do that.
That's at the literal Tiny Desk Studios. You were there or no?
No, this was during the pandemic. So it was like Tiny Desk at home.
Yes.
So this was an artist, Buck Meek, and we're out in his like RV or something, and set up cameras and some lights and recording equipment, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also directed and shot it, and I'm just like not a great video person, so I was getting all these insane notes about coloring and editing, and it's like,
bro,
man, I gotta stick to my field. Yeah, but doesn't it sound amazing? Yeah, no notes on audio, but tons of notes on camera
Who
stuff.
directed this? Like, that was me.
Exactly.
That's so cool. I mean, over the years, obviously, you're at this point, you are a seasoned veteran, but what were some of those like early, like engineer, as you were starting to understand producer engineer roles of stuff, like who were some of your heroes and how has that kind of played out? I mean, how have you been able to, either meet these people or experience, like setups that were like, ooh, this was inspired by this person, or did you have that kind of brain? I know we sort of come from that world of the Steve Albini, sort of thing. But we're
yeah. I feel like I can take something from everyone and without completely like going down that rabbit hole, in such an intense way that it stops you from branching out or being creative or whatever. So like, excuse me, the whole Steve Albini thing, him being like, I'm not the producer. I don't talk about the song. Like I'm the recorder. I'm a documentarian. I'm a janitor, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I want to be, but that sentiment and that kind of ethos is, I feel like, a very interesting and useful kind of tool or way of thinking at some points when you're working with music. It can kind of be an out too, where, if a band's in recording and I'm only like, tasked to record the show, I could be like, I don't know, I'm just audio engineer. I'm just recording the band. I don't know if that verse is too long or too short, blah, blah.
Sure.
But at the same time, like, I want to be on the creative side of it. I want to be produced. I love working with artists on sounds, on keyboard patches, on melodies, on lyrics and stuff like that. So I love doing all that kind of stuff. So I feel like, YouTube is a great resource to like, just like watch all of your like heroes and, people that you admire, like do weird stuff. And, you just kind of like pick up weird little things from everybody. Freaking Max Martin, super producer, does like NSYNC and Britney Spears, like just like watching interviews and stuff and reading tidbits about him. Like I'm not doing super huge, massive pop, but it's like you can learn, I don't know, just like interesting. Yeah, he has a whole thing to where it's like the chorus can't come, the chorus has to come under the 50-second mark. So of a song, like the beginning of the song, like if the chorus doesn't come after 50 seconds, then it's too late and you got to shorten blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I don't care about that as a rule, but as kind of like a guideline to where it's like, something to think about. Like, oh yeah, maybe like on some songs you do kind of just like want to get to the freaking point, and like, why wait when you could just like give them the goods?
Don't bore us, get to the chorus.
Don't bore us, get to the chorus.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like there's awesome and beautiful music that, is a long,
pop,
like the difference
music,
between,
Oh, sorry. Go.
Like, it's like the difference between Die Hard and, a cool old black and white French movie, or, 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it's like, there's value in each, kind of way of approaching it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's what I was just going to say is pop music kind of operates, by its own sort of rules in that, it's not just art, or is it even art at all? It does something different. Pop, if pop is the desired outcome, there is a whole, a whole sort of set of mechanics that work towards
it's pop art. Yeah.
Pop stuff versus, experimental versus, all this other kind of stuff. There's a lot of,
and like, I love pop music, and I think it's fine and cool that there are 12 different writers on a pop song and 4 different producers. I think that's cool. If it makes cool sounding music that gets people stoked, I think that's freaking cool. I also think it's cool when someone is just like a home recorder and records all their own stuff and is like, doesn't have the big fancy producers and fancy stuff and blah, blah. And they like, wrote and recorded their whole own record. Like, that's cool too. Yeah. Like it's all cool.
Speaking of which, what is your speaker shootout song at the moment? If you're going into a venue, or if you go, what's the correct term for that? Your speaker ref song?
Yeah, I don't know, reference track or what, I don't know, there's probably.
What are you currently pumping? Because I remember
Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, I remember very fondly what you had for us on those tours, but okay.
Well, God, what was it back then? I mean, I shudder to think.
It was the Scissor Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one for a lot of years. Okay, but Bonnie Raitt, which Bonnie Raitt song?
Something to Talk About.
Ooh, that's great.
Yeah, it's just a great, it's like hi-fi, but it's not compressed to shit. And it's really good just for like clarity, vocal clarity, low end clarity. Doesn't really get you the super sub stuff. But it's recorded very well, but it's not smashed like modern pop music is. So you get to hear some of the dynamics and some of the clarity.
And so you're hearing how a voice will come through a speaker fairly well, and then your vocalist gets up on stage and is into the mic, how clear that system is going to be. If it's sounding muffled with Bonnie Raitt, then there's not much you can do to cut through. You can dig some stuff out, but if that high end isn't there in the ref track, then you're not going to beat yourself up to try to get that the high end through it, or vice versa. The low end, they have no subs. You're not going to hear the kick, so why bother even compressing, putting a compressor on a kick or anything live?
Exactly. And so it teaches me what the room sounds like, and it sets my expectations. So if it's super and I'm not saying like everybody out there should test with Bonnie Raitt, Something to Talk About. It's more about getting something that well, something that's recorded well, has generally, good frequencies, lows and highs, but something well that you can use as, what do they call it in scientific testing? A control.
Yeah.
know,
it's the same track everywhere. So
the same track everywhere.
The variables are the room always, right? The room's number one variable, and then the system, the PA, the board, the electronics, whatever the components they have in that room. Those are always going to be different every night, and because much in the same way, your band is your constant. That's your control. They have the same amps, they have the same drums, they're the same people playing every night, but they're playing on a different stage through a different system in a different room. So you want to have a control to go through that. It makes so much sense. What are some other in terms of the recorded world, do you have, kind of go-tos in a studio, or is that not quite the same? Or is there what are some kind of, I guess, examples of well-recorded records that you just like? Because I'm always curious, this people with good ears, good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't use as many reference tracks as other people. Maybe I'm kind of lagging on that, but I mean, I'll still use the same Bonnie Raitt song if I'm going into a random studio, just to kind of be like, where's this at? Okay. Yeah. And then there's some modern pop stuff here and there that I'll mess with. So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings by what's her name? I
don't know that one.
Oh, it's really why don't I remember the freaking such a good song, and it's recorded so well. All right, let's check it out. We did a show with her from Chairlift. She was in Chairlift.
Oh, okay. I remember Chairlift.
What's her name? We did Caroline Polachek. Oh, yeah.
Amazing. All right. Good to know. We'll have to I'll put a link to the to the YouTube.
No. But I mean, it's it's one of those things where, I mean, all of the songs I just, listed are probably not great songs to
but it works for you.
Maybe the Bonnie Raitt one.
Yeah,
but it's what works for you, and what
shorthand
kind of what can you put on that makes you kind of happy and gets you in a kind of zone to where it's oh, this sounds good. I'm feeling this. I understand this system a little bit better. I understand my surroundings. And I'm getting myself in a happy, comfortable place,
Do you have a preference for sequencing, a record where the space between the songs is good? If a band is coming to this point, you know what I mean? You gotta sequence a record, what you've picked the order of them, but you gotta where does it land? Do you have a particular philosophy on that? Cause I feel like those are one of those inside baseball things. And this is, if you've made it this far in the interview, we're really talking with young bands. We're talking to young people and young producers, young engineers.
Yeah.
What do you like for that? What's a good ref?
No, I don't have a particular kind of mindset about that. It really is just feeling it out in the moment. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
we've done this a few times. We've done a few no age records together in this kind of way.
I mean, I feel like so much of this stuff and these questions, not your questions, but just
these dumbass questions you're asking me.
No. But it's you see all these message boards online. It's what's the best X for Y? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of
size fits all. Yeah.
There's no one X for Y,
Sure. That's the honest truth. Yeah. But I'm looking for clickbait here, Scott. I'm looking for clickbait. I'm looking for, Oh yeah. 3 seconds in between each song. No more, no less. I thought you were gonna
unless the song is in G major.
I thought you were going to say 311. Just listen to every
311 Yeah, just listen to every 311. Oh, the fucking spacing. The songs are terrible. The lyrics are bad. The tones are bad, but the spacing. Oh my God.
That's what I was looking for. Exactly. Thank you. The sequencing, the space in between the songs of every 311 record ever made is perfect. So
my God.
Spend the next 14 years listening to only
You don't even have to listen to the songs.
Just listen to the space in between.
Yeah, we should make a mix of a 311 record with just the spaces in between.
Yes, that's the perfect mixtape right there. Bro.
Yeah.
Have you heard this secret studio sauce? It's only the air between 311 songs.
Yeah.
It's the best. You just hear that. It's perfect.
So good.
Yeah.
Good.
You got to come original, man. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Amber's the color of that energy. Amazing. Well, I want people to hire you for all of their live and more importantly in studio work. Where can people find you? This is like you're like the A-team. You will exist in Los Angeles Underground. If they can, you can be hired. If you can be found, where can people find you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say my Instagram, but it's kind of like there's a lot of goofy stuff on there and a lot of my goofy music and stuff like that.
Your music's great. No, I want to promote your band too. Yeah, I want to promote all of it. This is our plug zone. Let's plug it.
Yeah. Actually a Dog is my Instagram, and Actually New Life is my band. I think it's like actually _ new _ life.
Yep.
If you get to a Christian rehab, you've gone to the wrong New Life.
You've gone too far.
You've gone too far. Yeah. Go back 2 steps and then find the band.
Find New Life music, New Life bands, Scott Cornish.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you can find at Actually a Dog on Instagram is the best place for people to write you and hire you to engineer their record.
You know, at one point I thought I should have a more professional website, but I don't know. There's also something like
Scott at scottcornish.com doesn't exist yet. People can't write you there.
I mean, I've multiple kind of iterations I've tried or thought about doing, but
all right.
I don't know. I probably should.
What do I put mine with the with the Mark Maron one? What was his website thing he was always saying?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Not Spot. Who makes the websites? All the websites.
Oh, Squarespace?
Squarespace. There we go. They're not a sponsor, but Squarespace. I used the Mark Maron code. Whatever he had, whatever all those years after you introduced me to him and you said I should listen to him.
Use code Maron for 30% off. It might still work. 3 months.
I don't have a code to give you, but Squarespace was great. RandyRandall.com is hosted by Squarespace. I spent about 5 minutes. No, that's not true. I spent about 5 hours setting it up many years ago, and then I just pay for it every year, and I don't check on it.
I know.
I have I have an email for it, so it gives me emails. I don't know
I've tried Squarespace, but it was hard for me because I used to do HTML.
Oh no!
So it was hard, like not being able to tell it to do exactly what I wanted.
Oh, okay, I had no idea what I was doing. I love just the plug and play drop. Box of it all. It's like just drop it there.
No, I'm as an engineer, I want to just control every single little inch of that thing.
So you got to go to Wix,
and so
you got to go somewhere crazy.
Yeah, so unless I'm like coding the entire thing, which is going to take 2 weeks, I just feel like I don't want a website, which I could probably do if I had time to.
What is the cliche? The perfection is the enemy of finished,
of completion,
No, it's okay.
Yeah, what is it? Perfection. Yeah,
it's the enemy of everybody, of life.
Yeah,
Skeletor is the enemy of He-Man.
Yeah, that's one thing I am trying to do in 2026 is that done is better than, what is it?
Perfect.
Yeah, I like that. Done is better than perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
And
I believe that.
And not, yeah.
Yeah. Quiznos is better than Subway, I think is how the phrase goes.
Yeah.
I know. Why would we think about Hyphenate? Like, do I want my own Hyphenate, like Instagram even? I have it, but I've not loaded anything onto it because I was just like, I don't need another Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Between all these Instagram handles we have. Oh, you and I are in a band. We should promote our band too for an plug. It's called Nervous Action. Nervous Action. We're playing our first shows now. You can find us at nervousaction.com. You can find your band, New Life, at actually _new _ life, and you can find you at Actually a Dog. There'll be links to all of these things down in the show notes. We'll put them all.
Yeah,
there
baby! I can't wait for our shows. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we got some good shows. You're killing it. You're doing an awesome job.
Hell yeah!
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Any other shout outs? What about studio time? Do you guys promote the studio specifically, or no? It's better to promote yourself, and you can get to the studio.
Yeah, we can. You can contact me, or you can find, if you're just trying to rent the studio, if you're an outside producer, it's called Honeymoon Suite. Honeymoon Suite, Los Angeles. I don't know the exact website, but you could find it.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. It's a cool spot. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome, Scott. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I feel like there's a million other jokes and inside things. I'm trying to keep this very professional. I don't know if you could tell I have my professional voice on.
Oh, yes. Very professional. Very impressed, Randy. Very good.
Very good. Well, thank you. That's, it's hard having people that you talk to all the time on a podcast. Because I feel like, there's this could devolve into dumb jokes.
Into chaos, yeah. But this was...
Or on the other side of that, then it's too stiff and formal. And like, well, that was weird. Why are you being so weird? And I'm like, well, I was trying to be cool. Don't get weird.
No, yeah.
So I've tried, it's
no,
a
this was a good
edge.
Balance, yeah.
So good. Okay, thanks. I was really fishing for a compliment. So that's what I wanted. So I appreciate it.
Amazing podcast.
Thanks. You're so nice. Yeah. That was it. All right. Well, thanks, man. Everybody go hire Scotty, make your record with Mr. Cornish. He will make you an awesome record for you. Okay.
Yes.
There we go. Dropping the gold. So many good conversations with so many awesome, talented, cool people who make great records and who make great music. I hope you are enjoying Mixmaster March. We got more to come. And the best part of this, I feel like this is like a QVC sort of segment or a theme month. All of these people are very hireable. And not that they're begging for your work, but if you are looking to make projects and you do cool things, you can hire Phil Broussard. You can hire Scott Cornish. You can hire Jarvis. Who else have I had on? There was another person. You can hire everybody. You know what I mean? If you want to make rad records, you will be surprised at how affordable it actually could be. You know what I mean? If you put some money away, we're talking, under $5,000 usually. If you have a budget around $5,000, you're doing very well. And you can make a very cool record. Maybe there's, less than that. If you can do shorter things, if you know your songs and you can play your songs quickly in a studio setting, maybe you're in the $2,500 sphere of things. I think somewhere in there, if that seems reasonably affordable in the craziness of life, if you can do that, you can hire any of these people, or at least get started. You'll get your foot in the door and you can make something. So I just suggest reaching out to them and talk about making a record and seeing, he's saying you got a little bit of money set aside and you want to make something cool. These people want to work with you. That's what I can tell you that with all honesty of my heart, that everybody out that I've interviewed for Mixmaster March is excited to make cool records. So if that's what you're trying to do, go hit them up, find them. Mr. Scott Cornish, you can find at Actually a Dog on Instagram. You can also find his band called New Life under at actually_new_life. So, thanks for hanging in there with us here. And I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're liking it. And make rad records. Go do it. Make awesome music. You can do it. It is not impossible. We're not gatekeeping here on the Hyphenate Show. We want to share all the secrets. There are no secrets. It's just doing it. And, finding friends, finding people, finding professionals who also want to make rad music and working with them. So, be good. Have fun. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And fuck Trump. Fuck ICE.
It's like before I was ever a sound engineer, I remember like saying to someone, I've been to like a million freaking shows.